Today is the seventh Sunday after Pentecost, and the gospel today is a story of the death of John the Baptist. And this is a story that comes right after the question who Jesus is, and Herod is convinced it is John the Baptist. Jesus is John the Baptist come back to life, because he had killed John the Baptist on the request of his wife after his wife's daughter danced for him, and he was very pleased and promised her up to half the kingdom. I mean, the whole story we know is so well, and she pleased him, and she asked her mother what to ask for, and she wanted the head of John the Baptist, and the daughter asked for the king for this, and he felt caught. He knew that John the Baptist was speaking the words of God. He had listened to him. He knew that he was right, but he didn't know what to do. He was caught in the dynamic that if he killed him, it would be remembered and noted, and it would only create more of a stir and condemnation against himself. His wife, in asking and getting what she wanted, became not just the woman who had committed a sin in marrying this man, but also was a mean, vicious woman in asking for the death of John the Baptist. All of them were caught. All of them wanted something and got what they wanted. Getting what we wanted is not always the best thing for us. Understanding what we're given, the blessings that are before us, the challenges, sometimes the challenges that confront us, as John the Baptist was doing so, speaking truth to power, one of the hardest things one can do, risking his own life to do such. Herod knew he was right. Herod knew that in doing so he would be wrong again, but he wanted to save face. He saw no other way as king that he had to honor his word. And yet there's always another way. We may feel caught in our life. We feel that we don't have choices. It's a choice between two evils. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. But there's always another way. God always provides an option that we might not have thought about at first. If we'd only be still, only relax and somehow open ourselves and focus our lives on the blessing of God, the presence of God. Understanding that our life is primarily and completely there to be in relationship with God. It's not about ourselves. When we think of things that are wrong, oftentimes I think of things that have made me look bad as being sins. They're not sins, it's just something that made me look bad. Sin is what separates me from that relationship to God. Jesus, the love of God, coming into the world, being presented to us and proclaimed by John the Baptist, and in his death, it only elevated Jesus. And Herod was convinced it was John the Baptist haunting him, showing him that he was wrong in killing John the Baptist. But John's death opened the door for even a greater power. The very presence of God's love that continues to come and bless us even after the worst of our sins. Even after we've done everything we can to protect ourselves and look after ourselves, God's love continues and will continue to forgive us, seek us, and try to find us. And yet our pride, like Herod, our ego, our power, all of those things like Herod, keep us from that waiting, loving embrace. Let us let go and understand that the love of Jesus is waiting for us, waiting to forgive, not caring what people think of us, but caring about us. That is the most important thing we need to be focused on. Not our own sense of what others think, but what God thinks. The love of God that defines us, holds us, and leads us, giving us strength as John the Baptist to speak truth to power, to speak truth to those we love, to be honest, to be straightforward, and in embracing the love of Jesus, we are able to embrace his love and offer it to others. Let us do so today. As a great example of John the Baptist, let us follow in his example and let go of our own sense of worth and value to understand that our worth and value is in the arms of God's love. Blessings.